What's going on, everyone? Anthony here with AC Toys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Power Rangers Cross Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Morphed Shredder. Now, if you guys follow my Instagram, I got this in from GameStop, well, today. So as of this, I am now recording it. I probably posted this roughly give or take a few hours ago. But anyways, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, that's where I post all my latest finds and updates. So go ahead and give that a follow. Same thing as this YouTube channel at AHT Toys. Enough of that shameless self-promotion. What do you say we go ahead and get into this? So as you can see here, it is in a relatively same box art style as the 2-pack, obviously just slimmed down, but this is a deluxe figure. So that comes with the $30 plus price tag, as most Hasbro deluxe figures does. Does this figure really warrant a deluxe retail price? I don't know. I get it. They have to make their money back from the licensing fees they have to share with Nickelodeon. But anyways, we'll get into that later. Here's the window box display. Power Rangers Cross Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Lightning Collection Morphed Shredder. We have some of that box art right here on the side. It wraps around over here with the Power Rangers logo up top. You have a 3D rendering image of the Morphed Shredder on the back. Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Nickelodeon, where they share the licensing fees with. Boom Studio Comics, Hasbro, all three people involved. You have the Morphed Shredder artwork on the side, but on this side it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have the Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up here at the top. You have the legalese and the barcode at the bottom. So if you guys want to go ahead and use that, maybe your GameStop can scan it and see if they can locate one. But if not, what do you say we crack this guy open and see how cool he actually is? All right, and here we have Morphed Shredder out of packaging. And well, before we go ahead and talk about the kind of glaring flaws about this figure, let's go ahead and get into his accessories, because he does not come with very many. Which is kind of a shame for the deluxe price tag they are charging for this guy. So first off, you obviously have his kind of like posing open palm hands on him out of packaging. And then you have his closed fisted hands on him. So you just kind of like, you know, if you want an open hand or closed hand, that is it. And then he also comes with these slashing lightning effect pieces that I guess you can kind of like peg into the little, I guess, blades or whatever, and it kind of gives it that like little whooshing effect, you know, that he's swinging it or whatever. And he does come with two, so you can have it for both hands. Let's see here, little slots right here at the bottom. You just kind of port that in, and then yeah, it kind of gives it that little whooshing effect. We pull one out just so you can see, and yeah, so you know, like little whooshing effect. So these lightning effects pieces are pretty cool. I don't know if two of them justifies this guy being $35 or not, but yeah, you have them. And that is it as far as like, you know, major accessories goes. I guess the only other accessories that he would technically come with is the dragon shield here and his cape, which is a cloth cape, which I am extremely happy for. But also at the same time makes me wonder why they couldn't give Lord Draken 3 a cloth cape, especially for the price tag they were charging for him. And if you were wondering, both the shield and the cape is removable. All you gotta do is pop off his head, take off the shield. That is a separate piece. It has a little peg right here that you would just port into the back. The cape just kind of like takes off as so. There is the little port right here where the shield plugs in, and then a corresponding hole in the back of the cape right here where the peg can go through as well. So if for whatever reason you just wanted a Shredder without a shield and a cape, there you go. But honestly, without the shield and the cape, it really gives him a super long stretched neck. So I don't really recommend that unless you just really wanted that for whatever reason. So all you gotta do is put the cape back on through the little head hole. Go ahead and take that dragon. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this dragon shield while it's off. It's a really nice dragon shield, really big. It has the jagged edge designs right here etched on the side, just like in the comics. I mean, not exactly like the comics, obviously, but it is a new dragon shield altogether. It's not the same one, just scaled up or whatever. It is definitely a new sculpt. And it looks really good. The gold they used on this and throughout most of the figure is a really good gold. Maybe that's where the price came from. I don't know, but we'll get into that. So you just got to kind of go ahead, put that back in, port that back like so. Kind of like find the little peg hole in the back. Move the cape around. Anyways, you guys get it. Pop the head back on. There you go. And yeah, there you have it, Morphed Shredder. So let's go ahead and get into some details about this figure. So moving on to the details about this figure, it is done mostly in like a green plastic body with really nice gold paint on the shield, on the little shoulder pads right here, around the armbands. Right here on his gauntlets is a really nice gold. Now, the one glaring spot where they missed the gold is right here on the Morpher. The Morpher is supposed to be gold, as in the comics, and just the Green Ranger Morpher in general is supposed to be gold. And even during the live stream, when they first announced this, Loretta even said, yes, we know there is something missing, but don't worry. This is just, what was it, a demo or whatever, the prototype in hand. Colors will change when the product comes out. Clearly it didn't. And honestly, at this point, I don't know what they have against the gold. Like, they used a really nice gold right here on the shield and rest, except for right here too. His knee pads are just cast in like that typical yellowish gold plastic that they use, instead of like just, you know, casting the rest of it in plastic or green plastic. They just casted it in that ugly yellow gold. So they didn't paint the knee pads either. So I don't get it. They're already going above and beyond. Sorry, I gotta like peg this thing back in. It's kind of annoying how loose it is right now. If it'll just... There we go. So it's kind of annoying that they went really nice everywhere else, but then left the Morpher silver for whatever reason. I don't know if that little piece right there was a price cut cost. I mean, they had to paint it silver. It wasn't silver to begin with. It was clearly purple, and they painted in everything around it. So they used the gold right there for the gold coin. Why not just finish it off? I mean, it's nothing a paint marker won't correct, but at the same time, this isn't your standard, you know, like $22.99 figure, or even like a Hasbro Pulse exclusive $26.99. This guy was literally $35 right out the box, not including any sales or discounts you might have gotten, or rewards, points people like to apply to these prices. But I feel like for the price we're paying for this guy, they should have made him like as accurate as possible. I could have probably forgave the knee pads, just because for whatever reason it was probably cheaper for them to obviously use the goldish plastic over this shiny metallic gold. But it's hard for me to forgive the Morpher, especially after Loretta said color changes will change once the final product comes out. Like, they're just straight up lying to us at this point. But can I forgive that for how awesome this figure is? I don't know. Let's go ahead and see. So the head sculpt on the Shredder is fantastic. I really don't know what else to say. It is the Shredder mixed with, it is a Shredder helmet mixed with the Green Ranger helmet, and it is basically a childhood's dream come true, I guess. So you have this, I don't know if it's like, it's not really a shiny silver plastic, but it is shiny enough. There's definitely some shiny silver paint going on right here where they painted around the visor. His eyes are painted in very nicely in that red. The red jewel up here is painted in very nicely. The eyes are painted in very nicely. You got some nice little texture or jagged edges going on right here. Yeah, the shield, as I showed you before, is a really nice dragon shield sculpt. It's done in an amazing gold paint. You had the cloth cape, which is kind of tattered. So that is a nice little touch. I do kind of wish these right here were a tad bit longer. They just look kind of puny being that small. As far as the body mold go, this is clearly a brand new sculpt. No other Ranger figure shares this, so that could be why they decided to charge more, because they had to make an all new sculpt. But it's not even like a huge sculpt, you know. It's not like a King Sphinx or whatever. He's basically your standard 6-inch figure. You have this nice armband going on around here. They did have the piece that wraps around his like hand, but it is not painted in. So that is kind of a shame. Not too big of a deal. You won't see that very much, but just know that that's not painted gold. Let's see here. The Morpher itself is very nice. The dragon symbol is very prominent. It's not like a small Morpher. Let's see if I can like zoom in on that and clear. There we go. So, oh, come on, focus. Focus. There we go. So it is very nice. It's stamped very nicely. The dragon symbol is clearly marked out. Just really wish it was gold. For the most part, he is basically all green, except for these goldish or yellowish gold plastic knee joints right here. Obviously, he is pinless also, so there is no pins right here at the elbows, no pins right here at the knees, so that's very nice. You have down to his shin guards, which is done in a very nice gold metallic paint, and then you have the boots right here, which is done in a silverish metallic paint, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. Yeah, that is basically it. So, I mean, it's up to you guys. Obviously, this is going to sell. There's just too many MMPR fans out there that will, like, not get this, I guess you could say. Mine does suffer from very loose joints. So it is kind of a chore to get him to stand without, like, at least straight. See, like, his legs right here are just very loose. His shins are very loose. His ankles are very loose. I don't know if that's just mine. If it's been sitting in the sun for too long, I don't know. Sitting in that shipping container for God knows how long. But it's really hard to get mine to stand posed up in a straight way. You'd really have to like kind of force him out, mainly with this leg because of how loose the ankle is. So that is something to watch out for on yours. Luckily, my head is very nice and tight, unlike the Phantom Ranger. If you guys remember, that one just basically did a full 360 on its own. But yeah, overall, not too bad. I don't know if it's worth the $35 price tag. Maybe like the 26, the same as a Metallic Ranger for sure. I would definitely say, but 35 is kind of a stretch there, Hasbro. You're clearly just, see, look at this. Like, I'm having trouble keeping this guy just like standing up straight because like this loose joint right here. But anyways, so I'm probably going to be holding this figure most of the time. But yeah, great figure in my opinion. So let's go ahead and move. If you'll stand up. Let's go ahead. See, look at how he has to stand. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into articulation. So as far as articulation goes, his head will do a full 360. A little side to side, not too bad. He has the typical barbell hinge, but won't look back very far due to the helmet and the shield combination. So he'll look up about that far. Look down a really good amount, actually. Let's see here. We have ball jointed shoulders, so they'll go out about that far. Will do a full 360, but is hindered a little bit by the shoulder pads. So you got to kind of work your way around the shoulder pad right there. And that's the shoulder pad I'm talking about. He does have butterfly joints, so he'll go forward about that far. Back a very good amount if you want him to throw his cape pose. Let's see here. You have the upper bicep swivel. We'll do full 360. The pinless double elbows. So we'll go full 90. You have wrist rotation. We'll do a full 360. These do hinge in and out. We'll go in about that far, out about that far. Upper diaphragm. We'll rock side to side, full 360 if need be. Forwards, backwards. Then he has the lower ab crunch. If mine will bend. There we go. So he'll look down about that far without the torso. Look about that far with the torso. Go an okay amount back, not too bad. Ball jointed hips on mine really loose. Almost a full splits. We'll kick forward about that far. Back just a little bit. Actually, no. Doesn't go back at all. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed pinless knees. There we go. So we'll do full lock. Let's see. Upper thigh or upper calf swivel, which is very loose on mine. Ankle rockers, so we'll go side to side, left, right, back an okay amount. It is stopped a little bit right there. It'll go forward an okay amount. Once again, it stops right about there. And then peg holes at the bottom. So yeah, basically your standard typical Power Rangers Lightning Collection articulation, just on a new body mold. So yeah, oh my god, trying to get this guy to stand is, oh, I'm probably gonna have to get another one and maybe try to return this one, because this is just, I display my guys on a shelf, and if this guy ever came down, he would take everybody with him. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into some size comparisons if I can get this guy to stand. Alright, so jumping into some size comparisons, what do you say we start off with some other deluxe figures in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line? Now, all these right here are $29.99 MSRP. So obviously, you get a much larger figure with the monster figures for that price point. And even though he is an inch taller than most other Lightning Collection figures, he's not as bulky per se. He's basically like Pumpkin Rapper, I'm sorry, where he's a slimmer body mold, but I guess with the head accessories and all the pumpkin accessories he came with, that put him at the $29.99 price point. Obviously, this guy is a much bulkier figure. So that makes sense why he's $29.99. But for Shredder, all you're really getting is the cloth cape and the shield, I guess, the bigger shield. I get it. He's an all new tooling, new body mold. They really can't use this guy ever again in any other line, short of if they ever give us another Morphed Shredder. So they can't reuse this. I get it. That's why they put him in this price point. But with that being said, let's move on to the next size comparison so I can tell you what I mean. Okay, and here we have him next to a single release Tango Warrior from, I think, wave 9 or something like that. And then we have him from a Lord Zed, which came out in the first wave. And as you could see, these guys have completely different body sculpts than other Lightning Collection figures. I get it, this guy's an army builder, so you're probably going to buy multiple of him. But even then, this guy was extremely hard to get a hold of. And then Lord Zed, he's only been released one other time. So I don't know what the tooling and the price point is for these figures and what makes them cost more. Obviously, this guy has to share fees with Nickelodeon, maybe Boom Studio Comics. I'm not quite sure. But that's just to give you an idea that if they wanted to, they probably could have put him in a regular line. I don't know. I feel like he definitely would have sold a lot better. That's just me. Maybe I'm just being cheap. I probably am being cheap. But yeah, that is him next to the Tango Warrior and a Lord Zed. Alright, and here we have him next to the 2-pack Rita Repulsa from the GameStop exclusive Silver Anniversary Edition, Wedding Anniversary, or whatever it is. And then we have him next to a Putty Patroller. So if you want to do a little display from the comic books, you can. And then here we have him next to the other Power Rangers Cross TMNT Turtle 2-pack. The only ones I have, at least, is the Morph Raphael Red Ranger and a Tommy Foot Soldier, or just a Foot Soldier if you plan on army building this somehow. But as you can see, they pair very well together. Shredder does tower over the turtles, as he should. So yeah, there you go. Moving on. And then last but not least, here he is next to the original Green Ranger himself. We have him next to the single release Tommy from the, I guess, last wave of 2020. And here we have him next to the Fighting Spirit 2-pack. So as you could tell, the gold done on the Shredder figure is a much nicer gold than it is done on the either of the Dragon Shield for the Tommy Ranger. So maybe that's why he's up in price. I don't know how much gold metallic paint costs. If it costs more, I don't know. But there it is next to that. And if you ask me, his costume design is probably closer towards like the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger, as to where he has the silver striping going throughout his helmet. I get it, that's a Shredder thing. But I'm just making comparisons. And the silver Morpher. That still annoys me. It's gold. They said it was going to be gold. It didn't end up being gold. I don't know. I can't let that go. Anyways, let's move on to final thoughts. So final thoughts on this figure. This figure being $29.99, the deluxe price point for like other figures. Is he a smash? Is he a pass? I think personally he probably should have been more along the lines of the $26.99 figure price point. Same as how the Metallic Rangers were. I don't feel like he needs that $29.99 price point. I get it. They're probably just testing us, seeing if we're going to buy it. Maybe the licensing fee they have to share with Nickelodeon is just higher than we think it is. I don't know. GameStop has sales pretty often. Maybe he'll go down to the $26.99. If he does go down that low, he is definitely a smash. Even at $29.99, I think if you're really into the comic series, he's probably definitely worth the pickup alone. Any more than that is kind of a hard sell for me. I know Big Bad Toy Store is trying to sell it at like 20 or $32.99 plus an extra $4 shipping. So that would bring this figure out to be almost $38, very close to it after taxes. It's just not worth it to me at that price point. $29.99, I could probably get away with it. I get it, they can't use this mold again unless they give us another shredder. So that is definitely where they're losing out on some of the money. But if you are interested in the comics, I will leave links down below on where you can get one. And until next time, guys, later.